The Brooklyn Nets have had a very interesting season, to say the very least. Now, starting off, they lost Kyrie to a suspension early off in the season. Then they got him back, went on an 18-2 run over a 20-game stretch, and then Kevin Durant went down with an injury. And from there, everything went really, really bad. Kyrie Irving wanted out of Brooklyn. They traded him to Dallas. And then shortly after that, Kevin Durant wanted out as well. He had a little of a quiet trade request. He went to Phoenix for a bunch of young talent. Now, many people thought this Nets team was going down a very dangerous territory where it would take them, a couple of seasons, a couple of years to get back to playoff contention. But I'm here to tell you that I believe that the Nets actually have a really bright future ahead of them. In this video, I'll be breaking down the 3 major factors that will lead the Brooklyn Nets back into NBA Finals contention, or at least NBA playoff contention. Now, before we jump into today's video, guys, make sure you guys smash that like button and comment down below who is your favorite player on the Brooklyn Nets right now. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. We're going to be covering the Brooklyn Nets as well as many other NBA teams all year long, so make sure you guys also turn on post notifications and you'll be notified every time we drop a video. Now, going into the video, the Nets are coming off a huge win versus the Miami Heat last night, where they won 116-105. In this game, players acquired in the Kevin Durant trade absolutely took over the game. Starting off with Mikhail Bridges, man. He is quickly becoming their #1 scoring option, and you can see it right in front of your eyes. If you're watching the Brooklyn Nets play, you can see Mikhail Bridges wants to take that next step. He wants to be an absolute superstar in this league, and I think next year, Mikhail Bridges could be averaging upwards of 24 points a game. He just has to develop right. Now, this leads us right into our first major factor, and that's going to be the development of Mikhail Bridges. Now, just last night, like I said, he showed a very, very big flash of superstar potential. Already, we know Mikhail Bridges is one of the best defensive young players or best defensive wings in the entire NBA at this point of his career. But just last night, he proved to the NBA he could be a big-time scorer as well. He scored a remarkable 45 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists last night versus the Miami Heat, who are a pretty good defensive team. So I think that's a big thing in general. I mean, scoring 45 points against a pretty good defensive team in the NBA is hard to do, and he never really got the opportunity to do that in Phoenix. And he's only played, 3 games here with the Nets. In his 3rd game, he drops 45 points, and he also shot an incredible, I don't know what it was. I think it was 17 of 24 from the field and also 4 of 6 from 3. Amazing game out of one of the best defensive wings in the league, and he just shown a big flash of superstar potential on the offensive side of the ball as well. The way Mikhail Bridges develops is crucial for the success of the Brooklyn Nets here in the future. In my opinion, he's been so good so far and is just barely scratching the surface of what he can truly be. Now, moving into our second major factor that will lead to the future success of this Nets team is some more development. Now, I want to talk a little bit more about Cam Johnson and Cam Thomas. Both are very different players, but offer a ton to this team. Starting off with Cam Johnson, another guy they added from Phoenix, where he was a very reliable player over there, very reliable role player for Phoenix over the past couple years. He was a huge factor on that Suns team that came up just shy of an NBA title just a few seasons back. Although Cam Johnson hasn't been amazing in his first 3 appearances for his new team, only averaging 14.7 points, 4 rebounds, and 2.3 assists per game, while shooting an underwhelming 40% from the field and 29% from 3. I don't think any Nets fans or any NBA fans in general should really worry about Cam Johnson, and I'll tell you why. As an NBA player, it takes time to adjust to a new area, a new team, a new coach, new teammates. It's especially when you're entering a totally different scheme. It's just so hard to come in and play very good right away. Obviously, Mikhail Bridges has kind of done that, but, 2 different type of players. And Cam Johnson has only played for the Suns in his career, so he doesn't really know what it takes to completely switch teams, switch schemes, and all that. So you got to give him a little bit more time. Don't panic. Just like any new team, it takes time to gel. Now, back in Phoenix, Cam Johnson was shooting 46% from the floor and 42% from 3. And this tells me one thing. The one thing is, like I said, don't panic. Cam Johnson will be fine. Once he finds his rhythm, I could see him averaging 17 to 20 points a night for Brooklyn over the next couple of years, man. Cam Johnson not only has shown flashes of being a very, very, very good three-point shooter, but he is also one of the best defensive wings in the league at such a young age, and is only going to improve in the next couple of years for Brooklyn as he takes a step into being one of the top 3 scoring options for the Brooklyn Nets, where he's never really done that before. I feel like he was like 4th, 5th, 6th scoring option for Phoenix behind like Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Mikhail Bridges, DeAndre Ayton, and some other guys as well. So I feel like Cam Johnson is really starting to become a player that he probably wanted to be when he was younger, a player who teams could rely on to be their number 1 scorer or number 2 scorer. I think Cam Johnson can take that step, and I do think he has that ability to do so. Now, going into another guy that needs to improve or keep improving his game is Cam Thomas. Now, only at 21 years old, he's already shown a ton of flashes of being or having the potential to be an all-star type of player, maybe even a superstar type of player. Now, I don't want to go overboard on the expectations for Cam Thomas, but when is the last time you've guys seen a 21-year-old player drop 3 consecutive 40-point games while shooting lights out from the field? Over the last 8 games, Cam Thomas is averaging 26 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists while shooting an insane 48% from 3, or 43% from 3, and 48% from the floor. Now, listen, guys. In my opinion, the trio of Mikhail Bridges, Cam Johnson, and Cam Thomas could actually be incredible. When you look at the defensive tenacity of Mikhail and Cam Johnson, and then you pair up the scoring abilities and playmaking capabilities of Mikhail and Cam Thomas, the future is just so bright. Not to mention all 3 of these guys can shoot the ball at a high level from 3, which is so important in today's NBA. When I look at this team, when I look at these 3 guys and look at how good they could be in a couple of years or just next year, man, it's just incredible the potential they have. Now, from there, we look at the rest of the roster and we see an amazing rim protector. Another very young guy, Nick Claxton, has the capabilities of being a defensive player of the year in the NBA. And then the great 3-and-D wings of Royce O'Neal, Dorian Finney-Smith, Watanabe. You got Joe Harris, and then Spencer Dinwiddie could be a great player at times and played his best ball back here in Brooklyn a couple years back. I absolutely love the makeup of this team and think they're already close to becoming a contender. I mean, just maybe one thing away. And that will lead us right into our third major factor, and it will be crucial for the success of the Brooklyn Nets. But before I tell you guys the last and most important factor, make sure you guys smash that like button if you enjoyed the video so far, and subscribe if you're new here. But without any further ado, let's get right into the number 3 factor. So the most important thing this Nets team needs to accomplish is to use their amazing depth and potential on this team to go out and make a splash this offseason. Guys like Bradley Beal, Damian Lillard, Zach LaVine could be available, and if they can bring in a superstar type of player, I believe they could complete this team and actually compete for a NBA championship. I mean, when you look at the amount of young talent and first-round picks this team has right now, they definitely have enough to go out and get a star. They have enough to offer teams like Chicago, Washington, or even Portland to get one of their big players. I know Ben Simmons might not have the most trade value in the league right now, but I feel like if you offer a package of Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Spencer Dinwiddie, Joe Harris, and 2 to 3 first-round picks, I feel like you can land a Damian Lillard, a Zach LaVine, a Bradley Beal. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Do you think that would be enough to pull off a big trade like that, or do you think they'd have to offer more, or do you think they could even offer a little bit less? But I believe if you have a trio of Cam Thomas, Mikhail Bridges, and Cam Johnson, and if they can develop at the right level and take those next steps to being, being stars in this league, and then you add a potential superstar player like Damian Lillard or whoever it may be, they already have one of the best defensive teams in the NBA right now on paper. I mean, just imagine a lineup of Damian Lillard, Cam Thomas, Mikhail Bridges, Cam Johnson, and then Nick Claxton. I mean, defensively, that lineup is stacked. Offensively, that lineup is stacked. That's just incredible. And then you got Dorian Finney-Smith, who you can plug and play as a starter instead of Cam Thomas. Have Cam Thomas be a 6th man, or Royce O'Neal, Watanabe, Daron Sharp off the bench. I don't know, man. This would be epic both defensively and offensively. I think this would be insanely overpowered. But guys, let me know in the comment section if you disagree with me, if I, said anything wrong in this video. Correct me if you want. Let me know who you guys think they should add next year, or if you think they should just continue developing and keep, getting guys in the draft. Let me know what you guys think. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, join the family, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.